All right, let's just jump right into it. Today, we're breaking down Dan Martell's incredible blueprint for becoming a high-income AI power user. We're going to walk through the 9 most valuable AI skills you can learn. And the best part? You can start today even if you're coming in with zero experience.
This right here, this is the big idea, and you really need to let it sink in. The ground is literally shifting beneath our feet, and it's happening fast. It's not about being a coder anymore. The new high-income skill is being a great communicator with an AI. This is a fundamental change, and you have got to get ahead of this curve.
Okay, so here's the game plan. We're going to look at who the new top earners are, then dive into the creative skills, build an AI content machine, and then automate for profit. And you're going to want to stick around because we're going to reveal the single highest paid skill and why you need to act like now.
All right, first stop, the AI Creative Suite. Seriously, think of this as your entry point, your launch pad. These are the skills anyone, and I mean anyone, can start learning right now to make real, tangible money with AI.
Okay, just look at this. The value here it's insane. We're talking 4 core skills. And the pay? Prompt engineering, which is basically just learning how to ask an AI good questions, starts at $50 to $100 an hour. Then you've got design, video, writing, all jumping way into the triple digits. And this isn't some in-the-future prediction. This is today, right now.
So what's the secret to good prompting? Well, it's not just typing a question. It's a formula, a simple 4-step recipe. First, you tell the AI who to be. You're an expert copywriter. Then you give it the data, like examples of what you like. Third, you make your ask. Be super specific. And last, tell it how you want the answer. Bullets, a table, a whole spreadsheet, you gotta tell it.
And this right here perfectly captures the massive shift happening everywhere, especially in video. It used to be that your job was like 80% boring, technical grunt work, cutting out silences, fixing audio, But now, AI does all that. So the job is flipped. It's now 80% creativity, 20% technical. Your value isn't in clicking buttons anymore, it's in your ideas.
So you're probably asking, okay, but what are people actually paying for? Well, here's a taste. They're paying for things like bringing old family photos back to life with AI, or creating jaw-dropping images just from a description, building entire websites with AI design tools. And my favorite? Building a custom GPT that sounds exactly like your client. These aren't just ideas, they're real services people are cashing in on.
Okay, so we're leveling up. We're moving beyond just doing one-off tasks. Now we're talking about building whole systems. This is where you go from being a freelancer to being an architect. And this is where the money really starts to scale.
Okay, get ready for this, because it's a wild one. You've heard of Arnold's Palm Club, right? His huge podcast and newsletter? Well, he's never actually recorded it, not once. An agency runs the whole show for him using AI systems for everything from writing the content to cloning his voice. I mean, wow, that's what an AI content engine can do. And you can build one of these for a client using a really simple 3-step playbook. First, figure out the goal. What's the end game? A podcast? A newsletter? Use AI to help map it out. Step 2, you actually create the content using all those creative skills we just talked about. And then, step 3, this is the magic part, you repurpose it. You take one big piece of content and let AI chop it up into 100 little pieces. Clips, tweets, posts. Suddenly your client is everywhere.
And listen, this whole system building thing, it's not just for content creators. We're talking about building actual software. With tools like Replit, you, even if you don't know a single line of code, can build a real software product. The door has been kicked wide open for anyone with a good idea. All right, now we're really climbing the ladder. The next set of skills are the ones that directly affect a company's bank account. We're moving past just making cool content and into optimizing the very heart of a business. And let me tell you, this is where the big bucks are.
And I mean, just look at that pay bump. We're talking $300 to $400 an hour for AI automation and AI data analysis. Why so much? It's simple. These skills do one of 2 things. They make a company a ton of money, or they save a company a ton of money. It's a direct, measurable return on investment.
And this quote from Naval nails it. We're not getting paid for our time anymore. We're getting paid for results. And automation, it can literally 10x your results. Think about it. You spend an hour setting up an automation, but it saves the company 100 hours. You're not getting paid for that 1 hour of work. You're getting paid for the value of those 100 hours you saved them. That's the game changer.
So how do you actually do this for a business? It's a three-part blueprint. First, you become a detective. You map out their entire workflow and find the pain points, the bottlenecks. That alone is hugely valuable. Second, you follow the money. Find the automations that will have a direct impact on their bottom line. And third, you build them AI co-pilots, little helpers that take all the boring, repetitive tasks off an employee's plate.
Now, the other side of this coin is data. And this quote is just perfect. Without data, you're just another person with an opinion. You know, gut feelings don't cut it anymore. Businesses need to know why things are happening. And here's the crazy part. Most companies are sitting on a literal goldmine of data, but it's a mess, and they have no idea how to use it.
Check out this story. There's this company, Lomi, that makes smart composters. They took all their sales data, dumped it into an AI, and basically asked, where are our best customers hiding? And the AI found this one amazing insight. People who live in states where they have to pay for garbage removal are way more likely to buy a composter. Boom! That one little fact completely changed their advertising and made it way more profitable. That's the power we're talking about.
Okay, deep breath. We've covered a lot. We went from simple creative skills to building content machines all the way to optimizing entire businesses. But now we've arrived at the top of the mountain, the final skill, the highest paid skill on the entire roadmap, the absolute apex.
And this is a serious warning. You know that old saying, someone using AI will take your job? Well, that's already outdated. The new reality is this. AI agents are coming. These aren't just tools, they're autonomous systems that can do entire jobs by themselves. So you really only have two choices: get replaced by one or become the person who builds them.
And that is why the pay is just off the charts. We're talking $400 to $500 an hour. Just think about what you're actually creating. It's not just a piece of software. You're building a digital employee, one that works 24/7, never calls in sick, and does his job flawlessly every single time. The value of that is almost impossible to measure.
So, how do you even build one? Well, it's actually a pretty logical process. First, you define the job you want it to do. A great place to start is something like qualifying sales leads. Then you train it. You feed it real-world data, like conversation transcripts and examples of the job done right. And finally, you set it loose. But you keep an eye on it, using human feedback to help it learn and get better and better. So there you have it. That's the whole roadmap, from your very first step all the way to the absolute peak. And if there's one thing I want you to take away from all this, it's that this is not science fiction. This isn't coming soon. This is happening right now, today.
And that's really the bottom line. The demand for people with these skills is exploding. You literally have the blueprint in front of you. You know, we're living in one of those rare moments, like the beginning of the internet, where a huge shift creates a huge opportunity. That window is wide open right now, but trust me, it's not going to stay open forever.
So I'll leave you with this one question. You have the roadmap, you've seen the skills, you've seen what's possible. The only thing left to ask is, what are you going to build first?